urgent and unprecedented news has just arrived. The latest message from the Virgin Mary offers a powerful and immediate call to action, warning us to prepare for a time of severe trials and potential destruction. In these uncertain times, her message speaks directly to our hearts, urging us to heed her guidance with unwavering faith and urgency. This is not a distant prophecy, but a pressing plea for spiritual conversion and material preparation. In this crucial message, the Virgin Mary warns that a specific city, facing impending disaster, will soon experience widespread hardship, particularly in the form of hunger and scarcity. As the world faces increasing instability, it is clear that the stakes could not be higher. People everywhere are sensing the growing unrest and insecurity, and this message from Mary serves as a timely reminder that we must return to God, turn away from sin, and seek refuge in spiritual readiness. Mary, as our loving mother, calls on us to examine our lives and make the necessary changes to align ourselves with God's will. She reminds us that while there is still time, we must act quickly and decisively. Her message is clear. This is a time for spiritual renewal, prayer, and preparation. We are called to take meaningful steps to safeguard both our physical and spiritual well-being, knowing that the road ahead will not be easy. But the message does not just speak to individuals, it addresses the entire world. It highlights the vulnerability of certain regions, particularly the United States, where a combination of political unrest, economic struggles, and environmental challenges could lead to widespread disaster. The Virgin Mary's warning is a reminder that when societies turn away from faith, compassion, and unity, they become increasingly vulnerable to catastrophic events. She urges us to turn back to God and live in accordance with His divine plan, for the choices we make as individuals and as communities have far-reaching consequences. Mary has spoken about such events before in places like Fatima and Medjugorje, where she emphasized that disasters are not acts of punishment from God, but rather the natural consequences of human actions. When we abandon the principles of love, faith, and unity, we open ourselves to calamities both within and outside our borders. This is a call to act with compassion, responsibility, and accountability. The message also foretells a time of food shortages, as disruptions in production and distribution will lead to widespread hunger. This will not just be a temporary inconvenience, it will be a long-term crisis affecting millions of lives. In light of this, Mary encourages us to prepare materially, storing essential supplies such as food, water, and medicine, while also strengthening our spiritual lives through prayer and repentance. The time to act is now. We must take this message to heart, prepare ourselves, and remain vigilant in our faith. It is not just about survival, it is about transformation. Through prayer, fasting, and spiritual dedication, we can turn these times of trial into opportunities for profound personal and communal growth. The Virgin Mary stands with us, interceding on our behalf and guiding us toward the light of God's mercy. As we navigate these turbulent times, let us hold fast to our faith, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead with courage, unity, and unwavering trust in God's divine protection. Now is the time for action. Prepare your hearts and homes, strengthen your spiritual resolve, and trust in God's providence. The future is uncertain, but with the Virgin Mary's guidance, we can face whatever comes with hope and steadfastness. Let us embrace this moment as a turning point, a chance to renew our commitment to faith and love, and to prepare for the trials that await. The Virgin Mary's recent message brings with it a profound call to action, urging humanity to prepare for both physical and spiritual crises that may soon unfold. As the world faces mounting challenges, ranging from economic instability to social breakdown, many may find themselves grappling with despair, emotionally, existentially, and spiritually. In times of collapse, when systems fail and resources dwindle, the effects on both body and soul can be devastating. Yet, The message from Mary offers a path forward, one that leads not only to survival, but to spiritual renewal and strength. At the heart of this message is a call for personal conversion, a transformative process that requires us to abandon destructive habits like pride, greed, and hatred. These negative forces have contributed to the crises we face today, and by purging them from our lives, we can pave the way for healing. Mary reminds us that each of us holds the power to influence change, not just in our own lives, but in the world around us. Our actions, when aligned with divine will, have the capacity to spark widespread transformation. Mary's message invites us to reflect deeply on our lives and assess the changes needed to draw closer to God. In times of uncertainty, prayer becomes a powerful shield, helping to protect us spiritually. A faithful spirit, filled with generosity and humility, can provide the resilience needed to endure adversity. Those who heed Mary's guidance will find themselves spiritually fortified, able to face even the most challenging circumstances with courage and faith. Though the message acknowledges the severity of the challenges ahead, it is not without hope. Mary encourages us to embrace prayer as a means of inviting divine support and easing the impacts of potential crises. The Rosary, in particular, is highlighted as a powerful tool for protection, offering spiritual intervention when most needed. Families and communities united in prayer will find strength and stability, as the bonds of faith create a support system that transcends worldly concerns. In addition to spiritual preparation, Mary emphasizes the urgency of action. She urges us to seek reconciliation through confession, adopt regular prayer practices, and observe fasting as a means of fostering spiritual readiness. These practices help to deepen our relationship with God and strengthen our resilience in the face of difficulties. On a practical level, Mary advises stocking up on essential supplies, such as food and water. This preparation is not an act of fear, but a prudent and responsible step to ensure we can weather the storms ahead. A key part of Mary's message is the call to embrace simplicity. In a world that often equates security with material wealth, she reminds us that true stability comes not from possessions but from faith. By simplifying our lives and placing our trust in God's providence, we can free ourselves from the distractions and anxieties of modern life. In doing so, we make ourselves more open to God's protection and better equipped to face the uncertainties that lie ahead. Moreover, the Virgin Mary's message extends beyond individual preparation. She urges us to help others prepare, sharing the wisdom and insights we receive with those who may be feeling lost or anxious. Acts of compassion, such as helping others gather essential supplies or offering spiritual support, create a ripple effect that strengthens communities. A life rooted in faith and generosity not only sustains us personally, but provides the necessary foundation for the collective survival and well-being of all. This message is both a warning and an invitation. It calls us to action, but also to deep spiritual renewal. The challenges ahead may be difficult, but with prayer, faith, and community, we can meet them head-on. As we prepare physically, let us also prepare spiritually, trusting in God's guidance and protection. In this time of uncertainty, let us remember that true stability comes from our relationship with God and with each other. By embracing simplicity, prayer, and generosity, we can navigate the storms ahead with strength, resilience, and faith. The Virgin Mary offers us a powerful and comforting message, one that speaks of hope, unity, and the strength found in prayer. In times of uncertainty and darkness, Mary reassures us that families who come together in prayer will experience the protection and blessings of God, even amid the most difficult challenges. She promises that those who heed her call to prepare, spiritually and practically, will not only safeguard their own well-being, but will also become beacons of hope and sources of strength for others. Mary's message is one of profound trust in God's providence. She reminds us that when we place our trust in Him, we find refuge, peace, and strength to endure any trial. Families who unite in prayer, she assures us, will be graced with divine protection. Each prayer we offer, no matter how small, is like a seed planted in the soil of faith, growing and flourishing to bring hope to the future. Through prayer, Mary invites us to trust in her Immaculate Heart, a sanctuary of love, comfort, and safety. For those who place their lives in her hands, she promises to be a refuge during every storm. In a world where fear and uncertainty often prevail, Mary calls us to walk forward with confidence, knowing that she is with us every step of the way. Her message is not just one of personal reassurance, but also an invitation to be part of something greater, an active movement that spreads hope, encourages preparation, and brings light to others. By answering this call, we contribute to a collective effort, one that offers strength to those who may feel isolated, fearful, or uncertain in the face of a world that seems to be changing rapidly. Each act of faith, every prayer, and all efforts to build strong, compassionate communities serve as powerful reminders that we are not alone. We are bound together by our faith and our shared commitment to love and support one another. Through our collective prayers and actions, we help to uplift the spirits of those around us, showing them that even in the darkest times, God's love shines through. The Virgin Mary's message is a call to prepare, yes, but it is also a reminder that hope springs eternal from a life rooted in faith and unity. Her invitation is not just about individual actions. It's about fostering a sense of community where we care for one another, share our resources, and face the future with courage. Those who follow her guidance, she promises, will find strength even in hardship, becoming symbols of hope and faith in a world that desperately needs them. By embracing Mary's message, we prepare ourselves, not only for the trials that may come, but for a life full of love, compassion, and trust in God's protection. Through her gentle guidance, we are reminded that every prayer, every act of kindness, and every gesture of faith is a seed planted for a more resilient, hopeful future. The time to act is now. We must live with purpose, walk in faith, and trust that, even in the darkest moments, we are never alone. The Virgin Mary's love and God's presence will always guide us. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Your participation and openness to these messages make this exploration of faith meaningful and impactful. As we continue forward, may you find strength, hope, and inspiration in the shared stories of our human experience. With each passing day, let us remember that by walking in faith and unity, we can face any challenge with the unwavering support of the divine.